What's going on, Ice Cold Takes fans? The NHL season is finally here, and it's time to make some predictions for the upcoming season, and we're going to do it in style. Have you ever wondered what an Ice Cold Take is, or how it's different from a hot take? If your answer to either of those questions is yes, then you've come to the right place. The following is the unofficial Webster's Dictionary definition of an Ice Cold Take. An accurate statement backed by facts and observations that is solid in nature, similar to a block of ice, i.e. a spot-on claim. Now, here's an example of an ice cold take, courtesy of former New York Ranger and podcast guest Mike Rupp.
You just show me their third line. I'll tell you if they're a good team or not. I've always thought this, and it can be, I don't care who you have on the top line. You can have Connor up there. You can have Sid up there. You can have, Panarin up there. You can have, take your pick. Show me your third line, and I'll tell you if you're a contending team or not. Your third line is everything to me when you're evaluating how good your team is.
There's a couple things you need to know before making an ice cold take. First of all, ice cold takes are intended to be right. So if you're making a prediction, you better make sure you're right. Which brings me to my next point. Do not confuse ice cold takes for old takes exposed, otherwise known as freezing cold takes. Those are the ones where someone gets something wrong and then someone else calls them out for it and tags them after the fact. Not everyone is perfect, though. So if your ice cold take ends up being wrong, it's no longer an ice cold take. It's called a melted take, and you have to own up to it yourself. Here's an example.
I'm calling it right here, right now, Thursday, March 2nd, 2023. This is the year, boys. This is the year. Yeah. I completely crapped the bed there. So I have to acknowledge some, we call them melted takes. That's one of them. Hand in the air. When I said this is our year, I was completely wrong. It fell flat on its face.
Think of it this way. An ice cold take is right. An old take exposed or freezing cold take is something that ends up being wrong. Very wrong. Moral of the story, don't confuse ice cold takes for old takes exposed or freezing cold takes. And don't make melted takes. Only the coldest takes will stand the test of time. You need to have ice in your veins, just like Henrik Lundqvist in Game 7s. Seriously, man. Have you seen that guy's stats? He's literally the best Game 7 goaltender in history. Did you see what I did there? Let's break it down. There are 3 steps to making an ice cold take. Step number 1, pick a topic and think about your take. This can be anything. It doesn't have to be hockey or sports related at all. In my example, I chose Henrik Lundqvist in Game 7s. Step number 2, gather evidence to support your take. Now you have to look around to see if you're spot on or out of line. Look at that. Henrik Lundqvist in Game 7s was 6-2 and had a dazzling .961 save percentage and 1.11 goals against average. The King never allowed more than 2 goals against in any of his Game 7 starts. Step number 3, make your take. Put it all together and you have your ice cold take. Henrik Lundqvist was an incredible goaltender, but he was at his best in the playoffs, especially in Game 7s. He might even be the best Game 7 goaltender of all time. So now you have all the tools to go out there and make an ice cold take, but I want to hear from you. What are your ice cold takes? What's the Rangers' record going to be this season? How many goals is Mika Zibanejad going to score? How many points will Artemi Panarin have this year? Is there going to be a big trade this year involving the Rangers? Comment your ice cold takes down below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel for more content.